Alright, so welcome everyone, and in this lesson we're going to talk about the how to improve the second underscore ash particles. As we saw previously that the motion of the particle isn't really very impressive and we don't actually have some controls, and it's been almost impossible to control the second underscore ash. Alright, so what I'm going to do, first of all, move to the camera 1 for this scene. What I'm going to do is that first of all, I would like to disable this, the second underscore ash. Okay. Now, the thing is that I need to add some few more changes inside the ash underscore goal, which are the primary particles. First of all, I do need to work upon, the emission of the secondary particle based upon the velocity of the first particles. All right. My story would say that the emission of the second particle will going to take place only when the first particle is being given with some velocities, minimum 1. Alright. So in that context, I need to create an expression. I need to create first a PP attribute that should control, that can give me the info of the velocity of this primary particle, that is the ash underscore goal shape. So for that, I need to go to the general, I need to click the new, and let's say we're going to add the speed, and the data type I'm going to use the float, and the attribute type should be per particle array. Now I do have got the speed with me, and I need to do some more few changes. First of all, I need to go to the speed, let's say creation expressions, and over here if we're gonna add, let's say the ash underscore goal shape dot speed should equal to the ash underscore goal shape dot velocity. Alright, but this will not going to make any big deal because we are just passing the attributes over here. So we're going to do some more change. Let's say we're going to put this mag, which is the magnitude of this thing, that we're gonna add the square root of the vector, and we're gonna give you a float value. Okay, so this is the expression. You may also gonna find it over here. There's something called the mag, okay, which is the magnitude of this vector x squared plus y squared plus z squared under the square root, and we're going to give you a vector, we're going to give you a float results. Okay, so just to see this thing, first of all, I need to change the ash underscore goal particles from the render type points to the numeric. Okay, and over here, instead of the particle ID, I would like to go first with the velocity to make you show something. Okay, and as I also aware that this is the really very huge count of the particles, so I need to take care of the LOD, the level of detail. So I'm gonna go to the 0.1 only, just for the visual purpose. Alright, so if I'm gonna play the time, alright, you can say a lot of numeric info, not an issue since we're gonna get start from this. So let's say we're gonna have, now if I'm gonna play the timeline, you should notice some things, that as soon as these cache mesh is, the vertices of the cache mesh is moving, there is a significant change inside the values. If you're gonna go here, you may could see that the values are almost like 0, but over here you can say the values are too much. They are just representing the XYZ info, alright, of the velocity of the particles one, that is ash underscore goal. But we also don't want them. So what else? Well, we just need to do one thing, that we need to change the attribute velocity to the speed. Alright, and we're gonna close that up. So if you're gonna play the timeline, you should see one thing, that yes, the magnitude expression is really working properly, and instead of showing the 3 numeric input, that is the vector xyz info, it is giving me the sum total of the square roots. Alright, but there is another issue, and the issue is that it is displaying us the numeric info of the velocity, but where is the result? all the values are inside some few coordinate space, but they are not showing any values. They are not showing any mathematical figures. They are just rigid to the 0.0. Reason why? Because we had given the expressions under the creation systems. All right, we don't have anything inside the run before dynamics. So what I'm going to need to do, just need to select this one, copy, go over here and simply create that up. Okay, if you're gonna play the timeline once again, now you're gonna see that you will be getting some updated info. All right, so if I'm gonna play here, you can see that now we are actually able to utilize the info. Okay, that is pretty much great. But the next thing would be, how do I going to utilize this? Well, that's a pretty simple thing. We need to make the per point emission rates. Only then we could be able to utilize that. All right, so for that we need to select the ash_goal, and we can just go over here, something called the particles, and can click the per point emission rates. All right, that's pretty good. So if we're going to control A, you would be seeing some attribute that is called emitter to rate PP. So that would going to control the rate of emission of the per particles of second_ash with respect to the ash_goal. All right, I hope so I'm making it clear, I'm not confusing you. This state will be allowing the emission of the second_ash particles from the ash_goal particles. All right, and for now, again, we need to go to the create expressions, and let's say we're going to go to the runtime before dynamics, and I'm going to add a simple expression to that. Let's say if ash_goal shape dot speed is greater than 1, or 1.5, whichever you like. Only then the ash_goal shape dot emitter to rate PP should be equivalent. All right, we need to add the capital R. This is highly case sensitive. Ash_goal shape dot emitter to rate PP should equals to, let's say we're going to start with the 15, or let's say 10. Okay, else I'm going to copy that thing, so Control C and Control V. Alright, so we're going to take a look at that. Hopefully we shouldn't be getting any orange bar. Oh yes, that's great. Okay, so we need to switch on the dynamics for that. And now if we're going to play the timeline, okay, first of all I'm going to switch this thing from numeric to the point once again. And now if I gonna play the timeline, we must see that, okay, I think so there is some little issue. We need to go again to the ash_goal, and let's say, oh, I just forgot to write, I'm so sorry. We need to give it a 0. Just simply copying, not applying the mind. Very bad. So now we shouldn't be getting such kind of errors. All right, and the process should get started with the yes. So now you can see that we are able to control the rate of emission of the second particles, at least for now. But there is still an issue. The issue is that, however, I got myself managed to emit the particles from the primary particles, but what about their stop? I mean, I just cannot able to let them getting, produced from the first particles like the way they are. So there is definitely, we need to put a stop. So this is going to be a little bit very interesting. All right, so We're going to do that thing. We're going to take care of that subject in our next lesson, where I'll be telling you the process to control the rate of emission of the particles and how to make the first particle die. Alright, so let's save this file, lesson 01, lesson 011, and we're going to move to the next lesson.